So we're going to take the time that we have now, and we're going to get through as many people as we can randomly. So I'm going to start with some A's, and we're going to work ourselves down as far as we can get in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So in no particular order, we would like you to answer a couple of questions. Where are you calling in from today? What's your affiliation? And then we'd like you to share 1 or 2 highlights or current challenges from your work. And Jessica's going to be typing in there as we do this. So let's start with Zeidel Wasserman. You're up first. You're on our planning committee. Go ahead and unmute, Zeidel. Go ahead and tell us about yourself and one or two things you're struggling with or some highlights from your work.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zeidel Wasserman. I'm with the Ecological Restoration Institute, and we're a boundary institute that sort of helps our partners in planning and research and on the ground tactics. I work a lot in climate change. So I'm interested in climate and fire interactions and sort of what we're going to see in the future and how we can maybe plan ahead, not just for, forest treatments, but for other resources like wildlife, and how can we sort of think about habitat in a climate fire focus.
Great. And because we're pivoting, Carrie is also putting in the chat box. We're going to do a combination of folks entering this question into the chat box, and we'll paste that information over, and then just hearing from some of your voices. So I'm going to treat this like Las Vegas, and I'm just going to scroll up the participant list. This is actually more fun than breakout rooms. Solina Daniels, you're up. It's kind of like Price is Right. Also, you have to be ready to speak. Are you there, Selena?
Can you hear me?
We can. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Hi, I'm Selena Daniels, and I'm from Williams, Arizona, and I work with the Forest Service. And I just kind of got into this role of wildlife biologist. So I think some of my highlights are just getting into the field and being able to interact with people and being able to go to things like this where I get to learn a lot about what we're dealing with. So I'm excited. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. I'll swirl again. How about Laura Stewart?
Hi, yeah, Laura Stewart. So I'm based out of Phoenix, and I work with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Ecological Services. So I guess highlights, I mean, really kind of, this to me is an opportunity to learn more about just fire management in general. That's something that I have the opportunity to work with pretty closely with some of our Forest Service lands, and management. So, just really looking to expand my knowledge of the fire management that's going on.
Great. Thank you. How about Jeff Colton?
Yeah, good afternoon, Jeff Colton. I'm with the National Weather Service out of Colorado, Grand Junction, Colorado. And highlights is getting out there and working with the partners and experiencing the pre, during, and after effects of fire on the environment and how the weather impacts that, and being able to tie all that together. So it's kind of that climate side. The challenges that are for us is always availability and being able to get out there and work with the partners one-on-one. Yeah, that's probably our biggest challenge right now, just becoming available and getting to know who to talk to. And that's why these meetings are so important for us.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. And if you could also put your name and your highlights and your challenges in the chat box as well, that'd be very helpful for the notes purposes, and we'll synthesize that. Highlights and challenges are important to share, and challenges typically queue up really important things to work on, which is why we're meeting today. How about Ashley Bear?
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I am with the State Forest Service in Colorado. I'm a forester in the Gunnison Field Office. Highlights for me, I'm actually a wildlife biologist, degree-wise, and I am a forester now, so I love that I can combine the two things that I love into one job.
Great. Any challenges you're going through? Or are you challengeless?
No, there's definitely challenges. I'm fairly new to the agency. I came from the federal side. So kind of learning the new system and the ways of doing things that way has been a challenge, but we're getting there.
Great. How about Clint Smith?
Hey, I'm Clint Smith. I'm with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the Ecological Services Field Office. I work with a number of amphibians and reptiles here in the state. Some highlights: I get to, starting this year, work with a species that is found in Arizona, New Mexico, and Mexico. One of the listed rattlesnakes that I work with, so that's going to be pretty fun doing that. And I guess part of probably the challenges with that too is having to figure out how to do work with a species that's in another country. Thanks.
Yeah. How about Amber Williams? You there, Amber? How about Brian Hamilton? Are you there, Brian?
Hi, I'm here. You guys got me?
We can see you and hear you. Go
I'm
ahead.
breaking in a new computer. So I work at Great Basin National Park in Eastern Nevada, and I think some of the highlights are just seeing positive effects of fire up at the higher elevations, the more resistant and resilient parts of the park, and how just amazing things recover up there. The big challenge is implementing fire management and getting people to actually burn anything. It's proven to be a lot harder than I would have thought, and that's where I'm spending a lot of my effort now.
Okay. Let's do just a couple more, and then assuming folks are putting them in the chat box, we're going to allow you all just a little time to go through that. So let's go with Carol Ewell. Sorry if I said your name incorrectly, Carol.
No problem. Our names aren't important. I work for Region 5 Forest Service, which is based in California and the Pacific Islands. I'm new to my position, but I focus on fuels treatment or vegetation reduction. Exciting parts of the job are actually getting to do prescribed burns and utilize lightning to help our ecosystems. And some of the challenges we have, gosh, they span a full spectrum from, having staffing and hiring challenges to high stress jobs and low pay, to just balancing all the priorities that sometimes are competing to take care of our landscape.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for sticking with us while we pivot here in a minute. Cooper Griffith. Are you there, Cooper?
Hey everyone, it's Cooper Griffith. I'm a forester with the Colorado State Forest Service in Montrose, Colorado. We work a lot with private landowners in home hardening and defensible space, and the one challenge I'm dealing with right now is just getting the information out there and making initial contact with landowners who would qualify for certain grants and funds.
Great. Hopefully this is resonating with some of you in terms of highlights and challenges. And yes, people are in the background trying to fix our breakout room. So if you keep having a little screen, it's okay. I'm going to call in another planning member, Molly McCormick.
Hey everyone, you heard from me earlier. I manage the Southwest Fire Science Consortium, sit in Flagstaff, Arizona, get to work in New Mexico and Arizona and across the Southwest. A highlight is similar to a lot of what you said, working with people to try to, I'm resistant to say come up with solutions to challenges, but maybe find some movement and appropriate response given the challenges we're faced with. And then sometimes I wonder if we're making a difference. We're working on problems that are large and tractable, cover large spatial and temporal scales. How do we know if we're making a difference? It's one of the biggest challenges.
Great. Okay, and let's pause for a minute. And I think we're just going to take a minute to just read through some of the chats that have come in. So let's scroll all the way up to the top there. That'll give Jessica some time to copy and paste those things over as well. Well, we're going to take just a few minutes to read through who's here and some of the things that they're challenging on or being challenged with. And then we'll do another quick poll to learn a little bit more about you and then head into our panel session.